what I'm just going through it a little bit now myself. Okay. Let's go. Okay. We will have class today from 8 to 9:30 and stop there. Is that all right? Yeah? Yes. Okay. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We stopped at the place where young Nachiketa has a sudden desire to go to heaven, or he is rather, we talked about this very important fact. And what is this? That sometimes you inherit the legacy of desires that have nothing to do with you. You're bearing the torch for the desires of the ancestors, the parents, the community, society, etc. Those are all cultivated in a certain sense to overcome the need for security. Security is the ultimate desire. That's all the only desire. But then these are all ways to find security. And they are cultural and sometimes familial. Not familiar, familial, So because the father and the mother have a certain desire, somehow one inherits it and keeps pursuing that. And then one finds out, perhaps, in middle age, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't even want this thing. Why am I acting like this? This is not important to me. And this is illustrated here by Nachiketa at the time of his departure, when he left his parental abode forcibly. What was happening there? The desire for heaven was being enacted out in a very drastic and a big way through this yajna called Vishvajit. Yeah. Done by Vajasravas. So, this is what the whole thing is about, is that here it is not Nachiketa's desire to go to heaven. He's a small boy, he's heard all these things about heaven is the place you need to go. Everybody in our family has done it. We don't know that, but we assume they are all there. And you should go there too, because and it is seen as a wonderful place, and we've seen from him the description of it. Na tatra tvam. One reason to go there is you are not allowed entry, O Yama. He says that. You don't belong there. Na jaraya bibheti. There is no fear of old age. You are not there. There is no death. And then what causes death? Old age. Old age is itself not there. Na kinchana bhayam asti, and there are no core issues. No, you don't need to take your Prozac to heaven. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to pack my antidepressants. You won't need them in heaven. Oh, what about my, daily pill that I take for whatever complaints that I have with the body? Well, where have you left the body? Behind. So you won't need any bodily pills, vitamins, minerals, and all other, daily chronic management pills. Pills, powders, potions, and lotions you can leave behind. What else can you leave behind? You can leave behind also all the mental problems, because that will not come and assail you there. No core issues. You love everyone. You are compassionate all the time. Wow, this is great. Wish I could be like this all the time. You can. That's why we are studying this. Yeah. So the heaven is seen as a very wonderful place for these reasons. And that is why he wants it, because this is what he wants. And the idea is that heaven gives a little bit of a awning to save you from the heat, the scorching heat of samsara. So you go under an umbrella. That's heaven. Yeah. The umbrella is made of magic material, not your deflecting heat material. No, it's made of magic material which destructs as soon as your last good karma comes to a close. So here you are standing under the umbrella saying, oh, how nice, yes, the oasis, here I am in the hot desert, but everybody else, look at those lowly mortals scorching away. And me, I am impervious to this because I am under this umbrella of good karma. And even before you finish saying the sentence, poof, gone. I don't think that along with the umbrella, like Mary Poppins, you can go from place to place. No, it is gone. It self combusts, and then suddenly you feel the heat. You feel like you are all abandoned and in the middle of nowhere, and some vague memory of having had the umbrella before is there, and you crave for it again and again and again, and you crave for it, and then then there are enough people around who, including your Lord Yama, who tell you how to manifest the umbrella again. Yeah. So this is this is coming under the umbrella of the finite, thinking it is infinite. This is our problem. And the problem is not, that's why there are two kinds of nityatvam. Nityatvam means what? Permanence. Yeah. Nitya, permanent. Nityatvam, permanence. Two kinds of permanence. One is called, this is nitya. One is called apekshika nityatvam. Apekshika means relative permanence, as opposed to nityatvam itself, which is permanent, permanence without any clauses. Yeah. So apekshika nityatvam, pravahika nityatvam. Pravahika means seasonal permanence, meaning now for the next 3 months the temperatures will keep rising permanently, correct? For how long? Next 3 months. Yeah. So that is a certain kind of a permanence. Or every year we do this. We have a reunion. Permanent. This is a permanent feature in our family, that every year around this time we have a reunion. So there is a certain permanence. And the Vedas also have a pravahika nityatvam with every cycle of creation, where these clamoring jivas, make a bad decision to, get embodied, and for their redemption the knowledge of how to get beyond this fix is also given. So the Vedas are also nitya. This is what is called pravahika nityatvam, pravaha nitya. And then apekshika nitya means there is a relative permanence. See, there are so many kinds of permanences. There is a relative permanence, meaning as long as I am under the umbrella, I am okay. If the umbrella goes, finished. I feel the scorching heat of samsara. And so, here he is asking for the materials to construct his umbrella to be shielded from the scorching, inferno that is called samsara. And Yama is too happy to oblige. He says, all right. And last time I asked a question. I said, why doesn't Yama say, idiot, don't ask for this? Why doesn't he say that? He doesn't say that because this knowledge is not given until it is begged for on the hands and knees, and you are ready to do anything for the sake of this knowledge, anything at all. This is really what has to happen. This is the transformation that one has to undergo. And if one is serious about the knowledge, then there will be plenty of opportunities given to do anything at all for the sake of the knowledge. This is what happens. Yeah, the more the Shraddha, more things happen. So this is what happens. So you have to be ready. The Shishya, what distinguishes the Antevasi? Antevasi means what? Inmate of what? Zenitentiary. Yeah, not penitentiary. So the inmate, and then Vidyarthi, student, regular, anybody who wants knowledge, any kind of knowledge. Sometimes people come to Upanishad class thinking that, it's all about meditation or something like that. They don't know. They're just hungry for some knowledge. And finally, what's the word we are interested in? Shishya. Shikshana yogya. Shishya. So, in fact, the word Sikh means Shishya. That's what it means. The one who is a Shishya. And so, this Shishya is the one who is desirous of the knowledge. And what really desirous and worthy of the knowledge. Other people may have desires for the knowledge, but this is the only one worthy of being taught. So what distinguishes the Shishya from the Antevasi and the Vidyarthi, or the Vidyarthi, is that the Shishya puts the need for the teaching foremost, and for that sake conducts the life accordingly. Yeah. Conducts the life in such a way that the knowledge is kept always permanently right in front. And so that is the Antevasi may get deterred by some setbacks or some fallouts or whatever it is. The Vidyarthi may come and go. I got what I needed, I'm off. Or I didn't get what I wanted, therefore I'm off. Both reasons. Yeah. But the Shishya has titiksha, that perseverance to gain for, to undergo any transformations needed for this knowledge to come and bless. This is what a Shishya is. It's not easy. Nobody said it was. Yeah. It's not easy. But it's the best thing you can do to yourself, really. Because without transformation, like that whole inside, there should be an inner revolution. The Shishya is a rebel, not a rabble rouser, but a rebel of the status quo of samsara. And where is samsara? Right here. So that means that everything has to go inside out. Usually we have we can collect a group of rebels, especially in places like Eugene. Rebels without a cause. You can collect them. And they are too happy to just, go against anything. You just say, occupy. Yes, we are here. What is the big deal in occupying already homeless? No big deal, not a problem. Homeless means not that they don't have a home, but, because they are rebels, they are just parivrajakas of sorts, hobos. So, occupy. Oh, we are here. Protest. Yes, Turn, overthrow the government. Me first. Everybody is just Everybody is waiting to rebel. And we are all just riff-raff, rabble-rousers. Yeah. And this is not what we are talking about. The Shishya is a rebel with a cause, not a rebel without a cause. Shishya does not try to overthrow anything in the Jagat. Shishya overthrows the very pair of eyes, the vision through which one is seeing the world. That is Shishyatva. So the Shishya is an inner rebel committed to an inner revolution and a complete transformation of the business of the ahankara and its relationship to the body mind sense complex. That is where the revolution takes place. And how can just I'll study Kathopanishad in the morning and trot off to go and do my things? How can it be like that? If it's not transforming you, then the knowledge is not yielding fruit. And if it's not yielding fruit, a little bit of inner housekeeping to see why it is not yielding fruit is indicated. This is what is a Shishya. It's not a small thing. It's not an easy thing. Because just like we are used to our routines, people are used to their routines, Everybody, even the one who says, I thrive on change, wants something, wants the change to be there all the time, so that the change becomes permanent. Every 3 days, if like a mother cat, the mother cat is always vigilant. Who will do anything bad to my kittens? And she has, she can only hiss and scratch. That's all she can do. She knows that there are many dangers. And so what does she do? Every 3 days, she will move the kittens one by one. And then go and put it there and here and sometimes she herself forgets and goes to the old place. Oh, okay. And so like this, some jivas are like that. Every 3 days they have to move. Something has to change. They have to, if nothing can change, they have to move the furniture around. Stick the sofas to the ceiling and have a new look. Something has to be new. But even the desire for the new is old. That is their routine. You see, everybody wants some routine. And then people are creatures of habit. You have to get up at the same time, sleep in the same position, get up in a certain way, certain colors, certain things, certain mornings should be a certain way, otherwise I get annoyed. Evenings should be a certain way, otherwise there's no one as angry as me. And this is how the food should be. This is not how the food should be. Everybody is based on a certain routine. And the external routine is in a way comforting because it gives a certain orientation to be able to conduct the transactions. The vyavahara, it needs a certain orientation. Otherwise you're always disoriented. And then just like the outer routine, which is both comforting, which can be both comforting as well as discomforting. Yeah. Why? Because it can put one in a rut. It can put you in a rut. Because it makes you dependent on the fulfillment of that routine in order to just be. It makes you a slave. Because you feel like if I don't have this view out of my window, then I will not have a good day. This is what it is. And so, but at the same time, it gives a certain skeletal infrastructure to the day. It is both, it gives a discipline that is needed, the routine. But it has some problems, right? Mm-hmm. Similarly, there is an inner routine. What is the inner routine? How the ahankara, the I notion, relates to the body, mind, sense complex. This is the inner routine. Very, very sneaky fellow. And those habits are hard to note, let alone to break. Only when I note, then I can break. On that note, there is a lot to say. So there is an inner routine of how I relate, the I relates to the various other components, such of how the ahankara, the I notion, relates to the body. That's the inner routine, and we shall call it dehatma buddhi, dehoham. Dehoham means what? I am as good as the body. Yeah. And how does the I relate to the mind? Manaha aham manoham. I am the manas. I am the mind. And then what? Senses oham. Yeah. Sense oham. I am the senses. I am the body. I am the mind. And then what? Car oham. I am the car. Yeah. House oham. I am as good as the house. I am as good as the car. Child oham. I am as good as the child. People live off of their children, literally. The child is seen as an extension, and that's why parents feel embarrassed. And the child is just being a child, It goes to the house of the guest, and says, "What do you have in your fridge? Give right now. I want to eat." So this is not seen as socially acceptable behavior. So the parents feel embarrassed because they feel like, "Oh my God, this is our child." So first, my child, okay, there is a certain sambandha. We are talking of a relationship. But then it's problematic because it very quickly becomes me child. My child, okay, it's an objective fact, or can be. But it becomes me child, me house. So if there's a crack in the house, especially in the ceiling, that means there's a crack here. This is the ceiling, you see. So that is the sense, the identification is complete. Total identification. So this is the inner routinization. It cannot even be called a routine because it's a routinization which is the product of ajnanam. Yeah. This is the inner routinization which is the product of ajnanam, ignorance. And the ignorance just grabs for security. Foot hold, hand hold, body hold, mind hold, senses hold, and then what? First body hold, mind hold, senses hold, and then sense held, body held, mind held, house held, child held, carpet held. Yeah, why carpet? Because I had this experience when I went to somebody's house. I told you that with Pujya Swamiji once. And somebody opened the door. I think one of the children opened the door. They said, "Please, please, please, just wait here." And so I thought, oh, they are bringing arati for Swamiji. Purna kumbha and, flowers and more. Nothing of the sort. Then 2 servants came, domestic help came, and then right where we were standing in the front, in that little foyer, they said, "Please step aside," and they rolled up the carpet and took it away. We didn't understand. Then we went in. I didn't understand what was happening. And Swamiji must have been very curious because he found out somehow that we went around 11:30. The 11:30 the sun comes and fades the Iranian carpet. So the Swami has to wait, to be welcomed, because the carpet, my carpet, becomes me carpet. So they were busy putting sunscreen on the carpet. Rolling it up and putting it out of the way of the sun. Every day, the domestic help, 2 of them were told to roll up the carpet and put it aside so that the sun doesn't come. And at 4 o'clock, when the sun's angle changed, they had to spread it again. This was their duty. So first it is me house, me body, me mind, me child, me carpet, and then what? So I am holding it, so it is mine, it is me. And when that identification is complete, what happens? House held, spouse held, carpet held, notion held by all these things. First I think I am holding, like that fellow who was adrift in a flash flood. And he said, "Oh Lord, send help." And then a dark brown, round, log-like object came floating towards him. Lord, you are great, he said, and just held on to the object for dear life. And then what? The object also held on to him. It was a baby bear cub. It also must have prayed, oh Lord, let me have something to hold on to. This is what it is. It was a bear. Then even if he lets go, it doesn't let go. And if he tries to make it stop, clutching it to him, it starts to growl softly, and then the decibel increases, then loudly. It's like catching hold of a tiger's tail. This man said, I am the Pahalwan, I am the strongest, I am the village strong man, look at me, I have been able to catch the tail of the tiger. And the tiger takes off. If you leave, it makes a U-turn immediately. And after having run, it's hungry. Okay? Tiger doesn't have it's very lithe, it doesn't have fat and extra tissue and all these things. It doesn't have that. Yeah. It's not sitting and, having a sedentary lifestyle. It's not watching TV all the time. So therefore, it's hungry frequently. And so you cannot leave it. This is what it is. So the inner revolution. What is the meaning of this inner revolution? It's not some kind of a big thing. It is a big thing, but not in the way we think of an outer revolution. It's the overthrow. It's the overthrowing of not the government, but the governor, which is the ahankara. The ahankara is totally what? Overthrown from its seat of governance. Yeah, that is what means. That is what it means when we say the Shruti dislodges the pramata. This is a serious matter. This is something that has to be carefully understood. In no other knowledge is the pramata dislodged, de-seated, unseated. Pramata means the knower, the one who says, I know, aham, I. The knower is dislodged. Oh, but that's a sad, bad, mad thing. It is not. Because what replaces the knower is all knowledge. And I have to get to the place of seeing that the knower emerges from and resolves into this all knowledge, which is myself alone, which is that consciousness, which is Brahman, which is the truth of me, which is nothing other than my presence. And out of that same all knowledge emerges also on the other side what? This side knower, that side? No. Yeah. The known emerges. And when the known emerges, the knower goes away? No. Just like out of the ocean, a big wave and a small wave. The big wave says, I am subject. Look at me, I am so big. I know you. I know all the small waves. The small waves are the objects. They can only wave feebly. That's why they are called wave. And then the big wave says, I'm the biggest thing there is. And the ocean has time to collapse everything, time to swallow everything. So the small waves become resolved into the ocean. The big wave, also resolved into that oceanic consciousness, which is limitless, which is free. Free of being the knower, free of being the known. Neither knower nor known, but as though knower, as though known, this is what has to be known, not as though, really. Yeah. Yeah, this is what it is. That's why this inner revolution, to dislodge this knower, the knower is firmly seated in her, its what? Throne. Doesn't want to give up the throne. The throne itself is dismantled. There's nothing there. And so, the throne has to be given up. And this is the inner revolution of overthrowing or divesting this governor. And in another Upanishad it is called, and some Vedanta text it is called the governor. And so to dislodge this governor and to understand that Ishvara is the governor, and this governor has to be repatriated with Ishvara. So this governor of the small citadel of this, measured body, measured mind, limited finite senses, limited body, how can it be the governor of everything? How can it be the governor of the entire Jagat if it's the governor of the body, mind, sense complex? It cannot be, it cannot be. So therefore, its little ownership of the limited and the finite has to be wrested and pried from its hands. Like when the baby is clutching something very tightly, and then so you take it out like that, and then by the time you pry the three fingers, the other finger has already started coming. This is what one has to do. That is why so many Upanishads. One is clutching Kathopanishad. Oh, okay, the hold has been loosened. Kathopanishad. Oh, that is good. Oh, again grab. Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad. Oh, that was good. That is a long Upanishad. Two things got loosened. Very nice. Wonderful. And then Mandukya Upanishad, everything. You let go. Just let the grip of this body, mind, sense complex, the waker, the waking world, the sleeper, the sleeping world, all these things, let the grip slip. This is the new mantra. Yeah. Say this to yourself every day. Let the grip slip. Anything that you encounter, say to yourself, let the grip slip. Let it slip. This is what is the inner. This should be one's inner resolution, to have this inner revolution, without which there is no redemption. Redemption from samsara is this. This is what it takes. But Nachiketa is not there yet. He is still recycling the father's desire and presenting it, either perhaps for the sake of his father or perhaps for his own sake, we do not know. So he has asked, how to go to Cancun, heaven, where there are glossy beaches, where, I feel invincible, where I can just have a song and a dance. How to go? Well, let me book your ticket. Yama says. And so he proceeds to tell him the secret of this, what he asked for. Prate bravimi tadume nibodha.
Prate bravimi tadume nibodha.
Swargyamagnim nachiketah prajanan.
Swargyamagnim nachiketah prajanan.
Anantalokaptim atho pratishtham.
Anantalokaptim atho pratishtham.
Vidhitvametam nihitam guhayam.
Vidhitvametam nihitam guhayam.
What is pra?
Definitely more.
Yeah.
Extra.
What is pra? Is it a word?
No,
It is a upasarga. What is upasarga?
prefix.
Prefix. What is the word pre? Prefix. In English we say pre, but here we say pra, different meaning. So can the upasarga hang out by itself?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So what is he saying here? Prate bravimi. Where should the pra go? Bravimi. Te prabravimi. How come it's hanging out by itself?
Emphasis.
Huh?
Emphasis.
Chandasam. Chandasam means because it's a Vedic poetic license. You don't ask poets, why do you do this? This is all poetry. It's all in a meter. And certainly you don't ask revealed knowledge. Bad. You're setting a bad example. Why did you do this? Te prabravimi. Prakarshena. Pra means prakarshena. Te prabravimi. Prakarshena te bravimi. Bravimi means I will tell you. I tell you. I tell you. Yeah, there is an emphasis there. And pra means fully. Usually it means forcefully, but here you can take the force out of this fully. I will tell you fully till you understand. I will tell you. This is a big commitment made on part of the teacher. That I will teach till you understand. As though the teacher has no other work. But that's true, the teacher doesn't have any other work. So this is the commitment that is made, we see in the Upanishad, that I will teach you. That's why prabravimi, like this, the words are there. That means the pra is of no use other than to say, until you fully comprehend what this is, I will teach you. This is a big commitment. Yeah. This is not like saying, I already taught you. How come you didn't understand? Go away. The teacher can say that. But the teacher doesn't say that. Why? Because of compassion. The teacher of Vedanta has to have a lot of compassion. And because the teacher has to know that it's not that the student doesn't want to learn. The desire to learn is there, along with 100 other desires. Correct? And it takes time, and if it is in the student's trajectory for this desire to come above the others, it will happen. Otherwise, namaha, that's all you can say. And then the desire to know is there first. That's the first problem. It is there with 1,000 other desires. Then what else is the next problem? The next problem is that this, this teaching is blocked because along with the desire to know are also myriads of ragadveshas and resistances. Ragadveshas also mean desires, but here I mean blocks, resistances, core issues, fears, projections, transference, you name it, you have it, all those things. So it's not that the student doesn't want to learn. This is the problem. And sometimes the medha shakti is not cultivated. That is the problem. And so all this takes time. Medha shakti is not there usually because there are other preoccupations. And because of the preoccupations, one is not able to focus. The grahana shakti is not there. And so it takes time for the preoccupation to subside. And so if the student is like a bud, the teacher cannot say, open now, tattvamasi. Will the bud oblige? No. The bud will open in its own time. And one has to be patient. Some buds may get frostbitten or sun-scorched and may not see the light of day, at least this time around. It's okay. This is what was the karmic trajectory. Because of the karmic trajectory of each person who is studying, that also makes the teacher very compassionate. Some people are here to stay till the knowledge is gained. Some people need to go before, or the force of the karma, prakarma takes away prasabhena forcefully, and away from the teaching. So all this has to be accepted because one is not in charge. So therefore, here by saying te prabravimi, I will teach you until you comprehend this, Yama has taken on a student. Yeah. And what kind of a student he is? He is only a student of the first portion of the Veda right now. Because he's only asking things that are there. He's asking for upasana. Before that, Agni. Agni means fire ritual, and upasana, meditation, which will take him to heaven. So therefore he is the student of the first portion of the Veda. That also is learned from somebody, so that's okay. So he is committing to him and saying, Te prabravimi. Tat u, that indeed, may from me, tvam nibodha, you please understand from me. This is a sealing of the deal of the student and the teacher. This is to bring back the student's attention from wherever it may have wandered and to fix the attention by using the dual which is the enactment of the relationship of the teacher and the student. You please listen to me. You please learn from me. Otherwise there's no need to say that, because how many people are there? Yeah. Yami is not interested in learning about heaven. Yeah. She went to work helping with the accounts because there was a backlog since this fellow came. Yami was in her office. So who else is there? No one else is there. So he need not say, you, please listen to me, because only two people are there. This would seem redundant, but it is not redundant here, because it is making Nachiketa feel special and sealing the relationship between the teacher and the student, and this personal address, even though there is no one else is there. If 10 people are there, I want you to listen to me, I want you to go get ready for something else, I want you to do this. No. You please listen to me, because only one person is there. This shows that he is fixing the mind. This is how the teacher fixes the mind of the student and makes them focus. You means, no one else is there, I better pay attention. This is what it is. Tadu me nibodha, learn from me. Who else is there? There are not 1,000 teachers. But this is what it is for. It's not redundant. And who is this me? Prajanan aham. Prajanan means what? Janan. Jeev lives. Janati. Janati means what? To know. Knows. He, she, it knows. Janan, present participle of jna, to know. Plus pra. Again, that same pra which was hanging out earlier, pra now has been repatriated to its rightful place. It has taken its rightful place in front of the word. Prajanan. Prabravimi, of course. Who can prabravi? It is the one who, Prajanan only can say prabravimi. So Prajanan aham prabravimi te. Prajanan means the knowing. See, that's the present participle. That's the wonder of the Shatru. Present participle. Janat. And then what? Janat becomes Janan. Janan means the knowing I. Meaning he is putting himself in the place of the teacher and he is assuring him that I will not teach you this if I didn't know, and I am going to teach you this, and I do know. Because he says earlier, this is in response to the question which was asked earlier. And what was asked earlier? Janasi something, he says, Tvam agnim swargyam adhyeshi mrityo prabruhi. See, he also says prabruhi adhyeshi madartham smara. Prabruhi is prabravimi. He answers exactly to prabruhi. He says prabravimi. Adhyeshi, he says prajanan, I know this. And so, Nachiketaha, Swargyam Agnim. Swargyam Agnim. Swargyam means that which leads one to Swarga. Swargyam. Swarga sadhanam. Swargyam. And as Shankara will put it even more beautifully, Swargaya hitam, he says. So, Swarga sadhanam agnim. So, it's a means. The fire, not the fire here, fire means fire ritual. Nachiketaha, vocative. O Nachiketa, the one I know, the one who knows, which is me, the knowing me, will definitely tell you until you comprehend what? Swargyam Agnim, object case. This Agni, this fire ritual, which is a means for attaining heaven, Tadu me nibodha, please listen, please learn this carefully from me. And what is this? Swargyam Agnim is qualified by two other words. Ananta lokaptim and then pratistham. So, Ananta lokaptim. Ananta is what?
Limitless.
Limitless. Loka is Swarga. Apti, the gain. Why is Ananta, Swarga called Ananta?
Meaning the sense of vast, many.
Is Ananda.
No. I just explained in the beginning of the class.
Till the time when
Yeah, it is a apekshika anantyam. It's a relative limitlessness, not an absolute limitlessness. Yeah. Ananta lokaptim. Apti means up to gain. Aptihi. Ap plus feminine noun, then feminine suffix. So aptihi. Ananta lokaptim. So the sadhana pratistham here means the sadhana, that which is the means for what? Gaining the swarga, which is got a certain anantyam, a certain limitlessness, which is what? Relative. The means for gaining a finite limitlessness, paradoxically speaking. And that pratishtha, that pratishtha only, pratishtha means the refuge through which the people gain this limitlessness, the finite limitlessness. Vidhi, please know. Who? Tvam, you alone. Who else? And where is this knowledge, fire knowledge? Huh? Nihitam guhayam. Nihitam, ensconced in what? In the guha, in the buddhi, buddhau, nihitam, in the guha, which is a cave-like buddhi, meaning there is a certain rahasya, a secrecy to it, meaning not everybody knows. Only people who are qualified can even ask for this. And it's the teacher's discretion whether to give this Agni or not. Even the teacher of the first portion of the Veda, it's the teacher's discretion. Teacher may say, you're not serious. And sometimes this is what happens. That's why everybody prays to Shiva for immortality. And then Shiva is very gullible. That's why Shiva is very easily pleased. Ashu toshaha. Ashu means quickly. Toshaha, the one who is quickly pleased. So if you want something in a hurry, pray to Shiva. Even if you've never prayed before. Shiva doesn't say, see who has come, who is asking, because Shiva, it means auspicious and pure. So Shiva thinks the whole world is as pure as he is. And so he just gives. And all the asuras, that's why no one prays to Vishnu. Yeah, they just are scared of Vishnu. Yeah, because Vishnu means that some avatara will come. Yeah, and make short shrift of them. So they all run to Shiva. And like Bhasmasura, What is Bhasmasura? Bhasma means what? Ashes. Asura means demon. Bhasur, ashes, demon. What was he doing? He said, you know, like Maidas. Maidas, you know, the king Maidas. What did he do? He said, let everything I touch turn into gold, and then he turned his daughter and his wife also into gold and sat and cried golden tears. This is what happened, correct? Yeah, sad, greedy, sad fellow. So here we have another version. In a second life, this king Maidas became Bhasmasura, old Vasanas die hard. And what did he do? What did he do? He prayed to Lord Shiva. And he said, may whatever I touch be reduced to ashes. And what did Shiva say? And what did Bhasmasura do? Run after Shiva to touch him. And Shiva is running as far, and you know, Shiva is little out of breath because he lives in the rarefied air of the Himalayas. He didn't bring his oxygen, nothing. And he is running. Parvati is scared. Oh my God, this fellow is wanting to reduce, this Shiva to ashes. He says, come here, you know, let's play tag and it. You're it. I'm going after you. Shiva runs. And you know, Vishnu is enjoying a leg massage from Lakshmi. And she is always shown pressing his feet. So, and Vishnu gets up, he says, oh, my friend needs, these are all stories, okay, they're all one. But so, my friend needs help. He's got himself into trouble again. How many times I have to tell him, don't trust these earthlings? So he rushes, and you know, Vishnu is, you know, essentially transgendered. He always takes some feminine avatara. Many times he has done that, starting with Mohini. Mohini means the she who deludes. So here he takes the, you know, beautiful avatara of this lovely damsel, you know. And as Bhasmasura is running after Shiva, he inserts herself in between the chase. Yoo-hoo! Bhasma! Come here, you! And he's distracted. He's like, oh, how beautiful! And he forgets about the boon. He forgets that if he touches her, she who is such an object of desire will be reduced to ashes. He forgets all that. He says, let's get married, Asura style. What is the Asura marriage? I've told you. Huh?
Kidnapping?
Yeah, you just take what you want, grab, that's all. Because it's instant gratification. Let's get married Asura style right now, he says. And she says, that's why I'm here, to marry you. But I come from an orthodox and religious family. We have to observe some rituals as we are getting married. And Shiva is almost fainted there by the wayside. And Parvati is waving a wet hanky and reviving him. He is catching his breath. Ganesha and Kartikeya have brought some water. You know, he's kind of sipping the water weakly, resting against a rock, you know. He says, oh, that was really close. Thank God for Vishnu, showed up on time. And she just says, we have to do some pujas. Asura says, Bhasmasura says, I don't do any pujas. I only do puja to me and my stomach. That's the only paid puja. That's the only puja I know. No, this is very important. You want to marry me or not? Yes, I want to marry you. How badly you want to marry me? Very badly. I want you right now. All right, then you have to sit down here in front of me. Okay, I'll sit down. So she makes him takes a dip in the river, which of course dehydrates immediately upon his entering. And then, you know, she sits down in front of him, he sits down in front of her. And then he says, this is how we do puja. And they make a little makeshift altar. And then she says, before we do this, we have to purify ourselves. So we have to, say, Atmanam, Shirase Swaha, Atmanam Prokshya, like this. And so she puts her hand on her head, and he is so mesmerized by her, he puts a hand on her head. And there is a small inconsequential fire in which he is consumed. Thus ends the story of Bhasmasura. And you should see this in the Bharatanatyam dance. It is so beautifully portrayed by the dancer, it is amazing, because she'll play both the roles. She'll play the love-lorn Bhasmasura, lusting after this damsel, and she'll play herself, the damsel. She'll play Shiva too in the beginning, and Shiva running for his life, and leaving his Angavastra behind. He is just so in such a hurry to run. Very beautifully it is enacted. You should see that sometime. Maybe we'll have the opportunity. It will be fun. So, why are we telling this story? Huh? Why are we telling this story?
It's a secret.
Huh? Find out. Go back and find out. Think. Think why we are telling the story.
To know what to ask for. Because he says Prabhuhi and he says Pravini. Is it like a... He's asking, Nachiketa is asking and Yama says, I know. So that's a similarity of them asking.
I don't think that was the context. Think about the context. We'll take a short break. We'll come back. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Yeah, this is important. Think about it.